An 18-year-old Austrian girl is suing her parents for taking pictures of her when she was a little girl, on the potty, that's what they call an article, a toilet. I don't know why they have to call it the potty. And then also her lying naked in a cot. Now, apparently her parents have, and then they posted it on Facebook, and her parents have 700 Facebook friends, and this is a public profile. And according to this 18-year-old Austrian girl, she says that they've taken over 500 photos, and she's asked them to remove the photos. So she says here on Jezebel, quote, "They knew no shame and no limit and didn't care whether it was a picture of me sitting on the toilet or lying naked in my cot. Every stage was photographed and then made public." She said despite her requests, the parents have refused to delete the photos. So that is what prompted her to sue them. She says, quote, "I'm tired of not being taken seriously by my parents." Wow. Thoughts, 5 words or less.
Christmas is gonna be awkward.
Drop it like it's hot.
Scheiße!
That's a shitty situation.
Oh.
So, first of all, I couldn't get past the potty part.
Your language is offensive.
Do people like in different
But
parts of the
it's
world
it.
call a
It's a
toilet a
child.
potty?
It's a baby.
It's
Yeah.
a child toilet.
She's 18.
But it
But the
was
a child, yeah, when
yeah.
she was
There
younger.
was photos when she was younger. You
On
don't
the
call
potty.
her sitting on a toilet. You call her sitting on a potty.
Right.
She's a little babe on a potty.
Wait, she's 18 now, but the photos that are coming out are of her as
Growing
a
up,
child.
Yes.
Growing
Isn't that
up.
like kind of like, isn't that borderline on kiddie porn? I mean, is that kind of weird?
Yeah. Well, it depends on.
If she's posting it though, like,
I don't think it borders kiddie porn if the parents are just showing like the developments of the child. However, if the child is now grown up saying, I don't want those on there, they're embarrassing me, then the parents should take them down.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Pornography is like not just the content, but the intent. And the intent has to be to appeal to the prurient interest of the person. So if you're all posting it to be like, hey, look at this kid taking a dookie,
Right, sure.
then yes, that's gross. But if you're
But
like,
if it's-
I want to embarrass my children. Parents have been embarrassing their children for years. They just didn't have this kind of venue to do it on.
700 friends, in fact.
That's,
a lot.
Do you have
It just
any?
takes one to look through your parents and then
Do you
see
have
that.
any embarrassing stories of your parents trying to embarrass you?
Totally. Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
tell us.
Wow. So I was in a talent show.
Bring it, Jason.
Second grade talent show. There was a song by Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine called "Rhythm's Gonna Get You." Rhythm is gonna get you.
The
My
one that
mom.
she roars.
Right. So my mom dressed me up in like these red tights with sequins and pushed me out on stage and made me
dressed you up in red tights and sequins?
and had me like just going in. Until this day, my older brother who's in the army was like, "Remember when mom dressed you like a girl and had you on stage?" And there's pictures everywhere. It's so embarrassing.
How was the dance? Give us a little
it was
mini
like
of it.
I did like some because it was
The rhythm is gonna get you. The rhythm is gonna get you.
Oh
the
my
rhythm
God.
Is gonna
Get you.
The rhythm is gonna get you
I don't believe.
tonight.
Yeah.
Tight.
It was horrible.
And then it goes, oh,
Yeah. So
We have to pay like
and my mom was
$30,000.
all
Grace is
Mir's
from
losing
Belgium.
it.
She can't understand.
When was this song released?
87.
Grace
87.
wasn't born yet. Grace was like
Yeah.
in her
I've
mother's
never heard
like
this
uterus.
song before.
Really? You know
But-
who Gloria Estefan is?
I do
Yeah.
know that.
Right.
She did. She was in the Music of the Heart with
Right,
Meryl
with-
Streep.
And
she's
sing
a,
back,
she's
yeah.
a Cuban
That's how I know
songstress.
her.
Huge. She back in
Okay,
the
so
80s.
that was mortifying. For
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, Grace.
No,
What?
no.
Yeah.
Can we get back to the story about with the parents?
Yes.
I don't understand why the parents wouldn't just take these photos down. To me, and my love of conspiracy theories, I think there's more to the story.
Okay.
There is something within this relationship that we are not being told. There's
Sure.
more. Like, she's not suing her parents just because of this. There's something else. I mean, maybe this was the catalyst, but there's something else going on, and there's a reason why her parents are like, "Fuck you, we're not taking them down." Like, because if it were me, and
And that reason, Grace, might be that her parents are hilarious.
There's no need to argue. Parents just don't understand.
it might be. But when I asked
agree
my
with you,
dad to
Grace.
take down
I
photos,
agree with you. This is obviously a sign of a broken relationship and a
Yeah.
lack of trust and a lack of respect. Otherwise, if someone came to you and said, hey, even if it was one photo, nonetheless 500, these are embarrassing me, of course, a friend of yours would say, okay, let alone your own parents.
Right. And also, how much money does she have to follow this through, not to just threaten legal action?
Well, the lawyer, it's tied into the lawsuit that if they win, and she believes that she would win, that the
it's a
parents would be
contingency.
responsible for her legal fees.
That's your money.
oh my God.
That's of your money. That's your inheritance.
Yeah.
That you're suing. You just
So
want it
she
now.
wants to make a point.
So there's more
All
to the
you're
story.
doing is levying legal fees against your eventual inheritance.
But
Yeah.
we don't. We're just speculating. We don't know, and that's why I want
I
to hear
don't
more of
believe
your
the story
embarrassing.
is real.
You don't?
No. This is one of those things. You know, we have this venue, this forum for people to get embarrassed by their parents. Let's make up a story. Where? Austria. So you wouldn't know them. They're from Austria. It's like your friend who made up, like, I lost my virginity. I lost my virginity to someone. Oh, they moved back to Austria.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
It is worth talking about. I don't want to get into like her BS, but yeah, I think this kind of shows that there's places now where you can just get totally mortified in ways that should have been reserved for like that moment when your friends are over at your house, like your close friends, and your mom's like, you want to see photos of, Andrea when she was a little girl?
That's the difference. That's the difference now between, with social media, is once it was reserved for moments when you're sitting around, your parents', kitchen table, and then mom or dad comes in and shows photos. That now we see this whole new level where there's this oversharing, and perhaps parents aren't thinking about their children when they get older, and that it may or may not embarrass them. And I think that's an interesting.
For sure, I agree. And also, the baby boomer generation really isn't keen on social media rules and like savvy. You know what I mean?
Good point.
My mom would post a picture of me in a diaper and she'd be like, oh, it's so cute. Not knowing that, oh, mom, I look ridiculous. They don't get that. They think it's emotional. Like, oh, this is my baby.
And they're posting it to their friends who might have already started this trend among their friends.
It's like my baby picture is better than your baby picture.
That's important too, is because when you see this trend among your friends, it all of a sudden feels normative and safe, so you don't really think it's wrong because everyone's doing it.
And also,
we have to move on. Okay. Final thought.
No.
Keep it quick.
Okay. And also, how our parents behave on Facebook is so different from how our generation behaves on Facebook. Yeah. So that's just something to note, that what you were saying about how that behavior to them is normative, whereas for us it's like, oh my God, you don't understand. And however much we want to explain it to them, they're going to be like, well, Stacey was doing it, and Aunt Sally was doing it.
When you're 18, when you're a teenager, every little thing is going to embarrass you. So you have to understand that, as a teenager, you're insecure.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably post embarrassing photos of yourself.
Yeah.
And you'll only realize it when you're 25.
All right, please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.